Hello everyone, welcome to my page. It's ever since the holidays, even through the holidays, Louisiana has decided they're going to have winter. We normally don't have winter, or not one to speak of, but we're having like winter. It's really cold here, but still I feel better if I put my Seint 3D makeup on. Hi, I'm Peggy, and I am, as I said, your Seint 3D makeup artist, where we use one palette and one brush to do our full face of makeup. Now, in just the next couple of days, I think Saturday will be the first day I do it. That's the day, the Epiphany, so that's when you take your Christmas tree down, and that is also the... Ooh, that took a while. My internet would not connect. But starting Saturday, the Epiphany, that's the day that you take your Christmas tree down and all of your Christmas decorations. And that is when that starts, the first day of Mardi Gras. I'm in Southeast Louisiana, grew up with Mardi Gras. It's like that just consumed us from the Epiphany all the way through. Well, Mardi Gras Day is... It's February 13th. Yes, February 13th is Mardi Gras Day. So I'll be doing some different Mardi Gras things there. I did grow up in a suburb of New Orleans. Now I'm a little bit further out, but not much. So we're going to do some exciting eye looks and makeup for Mardi Gras as all the coronations are going on for the kings and the queens of the different crews, and as the balls are coming with the gorgeous gowns, and also, yeah, we're getting ready to have fun. But we needed to warm up just a little bit. Seint is a 3D makeup, and by 3D I mean it makes your face three-dimensional. Our faces are not flat, so if we put one color all over our face, there you go. It's flat, you may as well say. With Seint, we use 3 shades. We use a contour shade, and today I'm changing my contour shade, and I'm going to try Indigo. Shadow is the tried and true. I've used Shadow for 2 years, but I'm going to give a little bit of a try to Indigo. So you get a contour shade and you get 2 highlight shades. The first highlight shade, the light one, or the lightest, is going to be like your concealer, or we call it a brightener, because it goes on the places of your face where you want to brighten and people to notice. The next shade is a highlight shade. That's going to be just like a filler shade, and that's going to be the shade that you put where you don't have any other makeup. So these 3 shades makeup, they take the place of that bottle or that compact that you were using to put your base on. All of this works together to be your base. So it's one application, one layer of makeup, and it doesn't settle into these fine lines and wrinkles. It is so mature skin friendly. It's beautiful on any age, but it really is beautiful on the mature women like me. I am 67 years old. I'll be 68 next month. So yeah, I have a lot going on. So the fourth 10 in your starter palette is going to be a Lip&Cheek shade, and that's the shade of your choice. That's whatever you like to wear. We have something in that color. I am going to use Pop simply because I'm trying to get my red fix out. I love red, and Pop is like the brightest red in our arsenal of Lip&Cheeks. Well, let's get started. I'm going to tap into just with my finger, and it's a little bit stiff because it was cold. So I should have hit it with the blow dryer just for a couple of seconds, but that's okay. I'll use my finger to warm it up. There we go. This is Indigo, and it's contour, so it's going to go on the hard parts of your face, like your forehead. That's pretty. Your forehead, we're going to come over to that cheekbone. Feel for the cheekbone. You feel the roundness. It feels really different. We're going to start at the top of that cheekbone, and we're going to come down and stop right at the corner of the eye. Now, why do we stop at the corner of the eye? Because we don't want to bring any more emphasis to the center of our face or the bottom part of our face. We are lifting that face. That's the whole premise behind it. Now, what else does, feel for the roundness, there it is. What else does contour do? Well, it creates shadows. And with these shadows, you can camouflage things. So it gives us more of an illusion of a chiseled cheek. And there we go, of a chiseled cheek. Now, notice mine are not even. Does it have to be perfect? No. I mean, if it is, you're good, but it doesn't have to be. Now, the next places we're going to go to define or accentuate is the jawline. But I have jowls, so I'm going to go where this little fatty jowl piece is. I'm going to go just behind it, right along the jawbone up to my ear. Same thing over here. Right past that jowl, the little fatty part of the jowl, and up towards the bottom part of my ear. Now, I have a turkey neck. If you can make it to my age and not have either a double chin or a turkey neck, yay, you're wonderful. I have a turkey neck. So with the divots of the jowls that I have here, I'm going to start at one divot, come under my neck, see how far under I came, and then connect it with the other one. Now, why did I do that? I did that because did you see the shadow it created? You notice the shadow, or you notice my chin. You don't notice the turkey neck. There's so many ways to just put subtle little shades and the right tones in the right spot, and no one knows that it's there because they really don't notice it. Big, big deal to me. Okay, now I'm going to get some contour on my finger, on my pinky, rub it on my other pinky, and watch this. We're going to contour my nose. We're going to start right up here and come straight down. Notice my pinkies are touching. Again, top of the nose, come right down. Now, we're not putting it on the sides of the nose. It's on the top of the nose. Now, what is this going to do? When we use the brightener, you're going to see that my nose is going to look longer, more elongated, but it's also going to look narrower. Now, the other things you can do with contour. You can fill in your eyebrows. You can use it as eyeshadow. You can line your lips with it. So everything truly that you need to do your face is in this one palette. Now we're going to move to the second shade. The second shade is a brightening highlight, and it is going to go to the part of your face that you want people to see. So that's why we're brightening it. So we're going in the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows. Then we are going to come right down the center of the nose. There we go. And between those two contour lines that we made. So see how immediately my nose looks narrower? All smoke and mirrors, but hey, it's a good thing. Now we're going to pick up a little more brightener, and we're just going to brighten the Cupid's bow. Hello, so glad y'all are here. Thank you for the hearts. Then we're going to come and catch the center of the chin. Now it comes to these eyes. Oh my, yes, crow's feet as well as crepe skin, but we're going to make it okay. What we're going to do is come to the outer corner of the eyes, and we're just going to put a little bit of product, not a lot. Then we're going to come to the inner corner and do the same. We're not going to go underneath the eye. We're not going to do that half moon or, go all the way under, because we don't want that much product to be in that crepe skin under our eyes. Now, another thing you can do is you can come and put some on your eyelids, because mine are purple due to allergies. So you can put some up there, a brightener up there, and it'll kind of color correct to where if you want to do some eyeshadow afterwards, you have a good base. So, also, And with your brightener, if you notice, I have marionette lines. See them? Those create their own shadows. So while we're creating shadows on our necks and our cheeks, what we're going to do there is we're going to take the shadow away. Instead of using a dark color, we're going to use a light one. So we're going to start up here where the fold is, because the fold is what creates the shadow. And then we're just going to come down. And again, we're not using a lot of product. We don't need a lot. Less is more. There we go. You can always, it was sort of like when my husband's grandmother was teaching me how to cook Italian. You know, I was redneck cornbread fed from Mississippi, and I married a New Orleans Italian. And our cooking was real different. So what she said is go lightly, because you can always add, but it's hard to take away. So that's the same with this. If you need to add a little bit more, you can. But go in light the first time and see how that goes. Now this makeup, once we blend it, is going to wear like a second skin. You can hardly feel it on your face. It doesn't feel like the liquids and the powders that we used to wear, and it's not going to get cakey like the liquids and the powders that I used to wear. Now I'm going to come back with the third shade, which is my main highlight, and I'm going to put it in places where I have no other product, like where my bearded area would be if I were a man. And again, you don't need much. Also, this shade, or some of the shades, are so greatly pigmented, they color correct as you use them. I have rosacea, so you can see the redness is just disappearing. All right, and I always, because of the rosacea, catch the corners of my nose simply because those are always red. And we're going to come up here. We have our brightener. We have our contour. We're going to go right in the middle with our main shade. There we go. Placement of the foundation is done. So all we need to do is blend it. But notice how we strategically placed it. Each shade had its own spot to go to. When we blend, we're going to strategically blend. We're not just going to do this, because if you just blend it all in together, you're going to have a muddy mess and you're going to hate it. So what we're going to do is blend strategically. Now, before we blend, and you can certainly start blending at this point, I, however, like to add my blush shade. And where does my blush shade go? Right above my contour line on the cheeks. So there we go. And I like to blend all of this at one time. Like I said, you can come back and add your blush after you have blended everything else. But for me, I like to just put it right there on top of my contour. It's there, it's done, it's good. Now, some on the lips. Pop, first off, I love red. Second off, pop is such a pretty red. It is a stock red, so it's always, we always have some. Alrighty, there you go. Makeup is placed. So this little palette and these 4 shades, I did my entire face of makeup. Now I'm going to take my 3D brush. This is such a wonderful brush. You have the little fluffy end, which is perfect for blending, and then you have the little domed end, which is great for getting around the eyes without doing the pulling. You know, you don't want to pull the corners of your eyes, especially when you're almost 68, because you pull it out, it doesn't go back where it was. But cream makeup needs to be set. You can do it in one of 2 ways. You can use a Seint setting spray or whatever type of setting spray you love. I love Seint. And you can spray your face at this point and blend, or you can blend and then spray your face, or you can also spray your brush, which I prefer a damp brush to blend as opposed to a dry one. And I just give it a little tap. This is Seint makeup. These palettes are by Seint with an E. So what we do now is I'm going to set as I blend because I sprayed it on my brush. So I'm going to start at my jawline and I'm just barely touching and I'm just doing little bitty circles. Just little bitty circles and then dragging it down my neck. This is the only time you want to blend down. Other than that, blend up so that you get that lift. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're going to start at the bearded area. You can go through and do by shade. You can go through and just do all the light shades and then come back and do your contour shades. That is strictly up to you. As long as when you're blending, you're strategically blending. So watch as I blend. Now, I am going to do this little ditty called a stippling. There we go. It is just quickly tapping and spreading this makeup. Since it is cream, it has warmed to the temperature of my face and it is spreading like butter. It also pushes it into the skin to where it's not going to be cakey. It's going to feel like a second skin. It really is. You're not even going to hardly know you have it on. Sometimes I get ready to go to bed. I'm really tired and I look in the mirror and I forget I haven't taken my makeup off. It wears that well. Now I'm going to skip the nose and jump up here and do just a little bit of circling with the main shade and with my brightening shade. When you use contour on the nose, you want to be very careful. See how just little bitty taps just to blend it together, but not get rid of the illusion of what it gives. See, it's blended, but my nose looks narrower. It's more or less just pressed into the skin. We're not doing remember how we were taught. It's just really, really hard to get that out of your head. You don't want to do that. Now I'm going to come up here with this little dome brush and just tap in this brightener that I put on my lids to try to color correct just a little bit of this purple. And then just tap and come right around under the eye. Now, I have crepe skin under there, but do you see any makeup in it? No, it's there. It's pressed in, but it's not going to show like a powder or a liquid would. That impressed me so much with this makeup. It was one of the reasons I decided to be an artist with Seint. I had to share this because this was like groundbreaking, wonderful. Where has this been all of my mature life? And again, it's wonderful on younger gals. It looks perfect. It's gorgeous. But us older gals, it's help and hope for sure. So here we go. Notice how it isn't in my crow's feet. It lays well. It is thin but pigmented. It's wonderful. That's all I can say. This is the most wonderful makeup I have found. And I had stopped wearing makeup because it looked so cakey. It took me forever because what we were taught was you put some on, put it all over your face, same shade. And then if you think you need more, pile some more on. So the next thing we knew, we had makeup all over our face. And as we got older, that basically happened more and more. We added more. Then by the time we got the powder on it and the blush and all, we had like 4 or 5 layers of makeup on our face. And when it dried, it was cakey. And you looked, it's like when I would catch myself in a mirror or the car window when I would go out with that makeup on, with, my tried and true, when I would catch about 2 hours later, I could see the lines in my wrinkles. I could see the lines. They were cakey and it's like, okay, there has to be something better. COVID came and voila. That's when a lot of these artists started doing these lives and I caught one and the rest is history. This is groundbreaking makeup. Now, we're going to come up. We've got everything blended except the contour. So we're just going to come up here and just light circles. You don't have to press down hard. You're just light circles, and be sure that you go up into the hairline because you don't want to leave a white line to where, you know, it looks like you just did not take your time blending or just didn't blend it out. Now see how the shadow is still up here? I have the shadows on the cheeks because we haven't blended it yet. But look at the difference. My forehead comes down. I have a high forehead. My forehead is down a little bit. You have the shadow that's along my jawline, which defines it, and you're not noticing my turkey neck. All smoke and mirrors, but so easy, and I'm telling you, I can get all of this done in 5 minutes or less. All right, here we go. Catch like maybe 2 swipes of up and down of the contour, then catch the contour and the lip and cheek and just stipple it up into the temple. There you go. Same thing over here. Contour up and down twice. Now let's catch that contour with the lip and cheek, and up we go. Now, your lip and cheek shade, that's your choice. How dark you put it or how little you put on there is strictly up to you. A lot of times, a lot of my clients basically use the bronzer because they're not worried about the lip and cheek. There you go. It's all personal preference. You do it your way. If you're over 60, you deserve to do it your way. You've earned it. So there we go. I am totally finished. Look at the finish of this makeup. You still see the texture of my skin, but the crepe skin underneath my eyes, you just don't notice it. And that's the beauty of the cream makeup. Now, there is one other thing. I had oily skin as a teenager and a young mother. This is just a little bit too much of a glow or shine for me. So what I like to do once I have finished this is come back with my Vanilla Dust Setting Powder by Seint. It's translucent, and just lightly puff around and look at the difference. It just gives that little bit. Your glow is still there, but to me, you don't look quite as shiny. So that's another thing too. I always double set in the summer because, again, living in Southeast Louisiana, it's humid, hot down here. So I like my makeup to last all day. So there you go. So again, I use this one palette, these 4 shades, and one brush, and I did my whole face of makeup. And if I'm not talking to you on here, if my husband says I'm leaving in 5, I can get my face done before we leave, and we're good to go. So how do you get started with Seint Cream makeup? That is such a simple question. What I want you to do, you need a color match. I was color matched to these 3 shades. I chose the Lip and Cheek. So you need to be color matched. I'll help you find the perfect shades that would be good for you to make you have this 3D look, because you have 3 different shades on your face. What I want you to do is go to a window in your home, open the curtains. Now you want natural light coming in, not sunlight, natural light coming in. So I want you to look out of that window, and no makeup on. It needs to be a makeup free because I need to see your skin tones. So catch your face, a little bit of your décolleté, and your neck if you can. But I want you to stand about 1 foot from that window, and no makeup, and look straight into your phone. Don't put it up here and don't bring it down here, because if it does, it throws a shadow and your shades aren't going to be, right. directly into your phone and shoot a selfie. Upload it and send it to me. I have a link, and it's going to ask you just a couple of questions about your skin. And that's pretty much it. You send it to me. Give me about 24 hours to get back to you. Usually I get back before then. And if you purchase, thank you. If you don't, there is no obligation with this Colormatch whatsoever. This is my gift to you. And again, no obligation to buy. If you buy, great. If you don't, keep hanging out with me here and let's be friends. I thank you so much for joining me today. Seint has been a game changer with my makeup. They do have other products. They have the accessory products like eyeshadow and illuminator and bronzer. But to get started and to just do your face, some ladies, this is all they need, are these 4 shades in this palette. It travels well, TSA approved. You can bring it on the airplane, in your purse, your carry bag, and no one will say a word. Again, thank you so much for joining me today and blessing me with your being here. You be the reason someone smiles today, and I'll see you next time. Again, I'm Peggy, and thanks for joining. Bye.